course, the economic part of the deal has already been announced. What is more important is the political part, which, although it hasn't been announced, I think we know enough of its parameters, judging from statements made, leaks that took place, etc. We know enough of the parameters of the political deal. And basically, what is extremely worrisome about the deal is that it attempts to kill the two-state solution. It does not mention two states. It attempts to take Jerusalem and refugees off the table. The embassy has already been moved, the U.S. embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The U.S. has cut off its aid to UNRWA, the Palestinian, UN Palestinian Refugee Agency. And the US has made statements to indicate that it is willing to accept sovereignty, Israeli sovereignty over parts of the West Bank, particularly on settlements. All of these suggest that the political part of the deal is going to be extremely troublesome to the Arabs and to the Palestinians. The deal attempts to trade Palestinian aspirations for a country of their own and self-determination with financial incentives, thinking that it can, through financial incentives, have the Palestinians refuse or not accept the deal without East Jerusalem, without refugees, without settlement land, etc. And I think that's one very faulty assumption that probably will not stand. I think there are real doubts whether the US plan is going to be announced at all, given the fact that it has so far met with almost unanimous rejection, not just by the Palestinians, but by Arab states, Jordan, Egypt, and the rest of the Arab world, which has made clear that a deal that is not based on the Arab Peace Initiative and total Israeli withdrawal from the occupied territories is not a deal that can be accepted by Arab states. So there are questions whether the deal will be announced at all. Even if it is announced, I doubt that there will be any negotiations over this deal when basically one side completely rejects it. And so there are real questions whether there will be negotiations at all regarding this deal. The Palestinians, I think, if you talk to the Palestinian new generation in the West Bank and Gaza, it is clear that they have already shifted their emphasis from focusing on the shape of the solution to focusing on a rights-based approach. They are more concerned now, not whether it will end up, any resolution will end up with two states or one state or what have you. They are more concerned at the right time, at the time being, with their rights, having more civil rights inside the West Bank, Jerusalem, and Gaza, raising the cost of the occupation, supporting the BDS campaign, which has very wide support among the new generation, etc. And so I think for the Palestinians that cannot accept a deal that does not meet the minimum requirements for a Palestinian state of their own, I think their only option is to stay on their land and hope for a better day. Today, the demographics of the region or of the occupied territories is changing. And today, you have a Palestinian majority already in areas under Israel's control, and if that majority is maintained for the next 10 or 20 years, then the whole dynamics of the region will change.